So a video is going viral of Jamahal Hill pressing the fuck out of Alex Pereira in a fighting gym. I think this just recently happened, and I'm here for it. Jamahal Hill, I don't know how these two are in the same fighting gym, but Jamahal Hill has been recorded walking forward toward Pereira as Pereira was training. Jamahal seen saying some things as Pereira initially fist bumps him, so they started on good terms, and then Jamahal kept on talking, and then Alex kept on reacting, and then Alex decided to grab some boxing gloves and toss him at Jamahal, insinuating that Jamal's talking all this big talk, so why doesn't he show it? So that was Alex Pereira inviting Jamahal to show what he's been talking about in the octagon at that same time in the training gym. And I guess they would, spar and see who looks better. There's two sides to this. A lot of people have already started to trash Jamahal Hill. I'm not saying that's the wrong move to make. I would do that too. But I want to credit both men in this video. I know it's not the best look for Jamahal, but you got to think about it from a logistical standpoint. Jamahal Hill made a very smart move with that whole video. He made that was a very, very smart move, because Alex is on his way to do big things. Just beat Roundtree, in talks about fighting John Jones, and also spoke about going down and fighting Dricus du Plessis. Both of those fights would probably be for championship belts at middleweight and heavyweight. He's in talks with big fighters about some big fights. And, in doing so, he's also leaving behind some other fighters who he's recently fought. One that he hasn't, but most of them being fighters in his own current division, light heavyweight. Right now, Pereira is eyeing a couple fighters outside of his own division, which is, I think the right thing to do, and it's something that Pereira deserves, because Pereira has been busting heads, knocking out fighters left and right. He's on a hell of a run, a hell of a rise, and I would definitely call him the fucking LeBron of the UFC. But like I said, it's a smart move from Jamahal. It's a smart move from Jamahal. And it is because, like I said, Pereira is leaving his fellow light heavyweights in the dust right now. Granted, he's beat a ton of them, or he's beaten a good amount of them now. But these guys are in his same current division, and they're not being talked about. Some of them being Yuri Prohaska, Jamahal Hill, even Magomed Ankalaev, and Jan Blachowicz. And I guess Jamahal, seeing that he is one of them, and he's not being talked about, especially, in relation to Alex Pereira, which, again, I'm not surprised about, because Jamahal lost miserably to Alex. Jamahal took it upon himself to get recorded pressing the fuck out of Alex Pereira. Like I said, it's not the best look, because Alex did respond with a better move by just tossing some boxing gloves at him and telling him to fucking prove it. And that was a G move. I love that from Pereira. He's always been a Chad, and it's just an even more Chad moment. It just raises his legacy up another notch, as if it isn't fucking 1,000 or 1,000,000 notches up in the air already. But yeah, Alex Pereira responded with a very cool ass gesture, and Jamahal Hill, pressed Alex even more, to the point where Alex Pereira's coach, I don't know what this guy really, I think he's his coach, Plinio Cruz. I don't really remember his first name that well, but I think it's Plinio. But yeah, Alex's coach steps in between them to separate them, because it did kind of seem like it was going to go south, and they were going to get into an actual fight, because Jamahal was pressing the fuck out of Alex, and not in like a talking from like 6 feet away type thing, but in your face, trying to see what's up type of way. So respect to Jamahal. You know, like I said, not the best look, and it definitely warrants some memeing. You know, like I think I'm not surprised at the hate Jamal's receiving from doing that because, uh, you know, Alex Pereira still dogged him even in that moment. But it still puts Jamal's name back in the conversation. That's what makes this move so smart. That's why I am crediting Jamahal Hill right now, because he's doing something to keep his name in the fucking spotlight. So when a UFC fan goes over to his friend's house, he can now say to his buddy, "Hey, did you see what Jamahal Hill did to Alex today? You saw Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill this, Jamahal Hill that. Alex Pereira this. Jamahal Hill, Alex Pereira." And now those two names are once again married back to each other. Stellar work from Jamahal Hill. Stellar work. A very, very strategic move. Uh, and look, I've made a lot of fun of Jamahal Hill. I've sent a lot of hate his way. I'm not saying I'm going to stop doing that, because Jamahal Hill has made a lot of dumb decisions. But I do respect Jamal. I've said before, like he has a real talent of making his opponents quit in the octagon. Definitely deserves to be in the upper echelon of the light heavyweight division. And if Alex Pereira were to leave, I think Jamahal Hill would more than likely be champ right now. He'd most likely be the light heavyweight champ right now. I think he has enough skills to beat Magomed Ankalaev, Yuri, and Jan Blachowicz. You know, so but you know, unfortunately for Jamal, Alex Pereira is the king of light heavyweight, and he is an active light heavyweight fighter right now. So Jamal's dreams of that have been crushed, and probably will be crushed if Jamal was to somehow get himself a rematch with Alex Pereira. And he just might, if he beats Yuri. If he beats Yuri in a very dominant fashion, I think he definitely deserves another shot at Alex. And I say that, cautiously, because I am aware that Jamal did lose his last fight with Pereira in a very bad way. Got knocked right the fuck on his ass. So, knocked out on his ass. Put to sleep for a couple seconds. Not the best look, especially if you're trying to call for a rematch. But in summation, this whole video was a great move from Jamal. Still also a great move from Alex. Credit to both guys, because Jamal came in there, did his thing to keep his name in the conversation. Alex did his thing in response by tossing him some boxing gloves and telling him to fucking prove it. And yeah, cinema. Absolute cinema. Let me know what you think, though. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, but most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next.